Students, one more thing I just wanted to share with you is my submission to all of you. This is the first time I am presenting this lecture in the audio form. Earlier, you have watched my videos. Now, it is very beneficial to you. You must concentrate only on the listening of it. Obviously, you just watch this PPT, PowerPoint, but you must concentrate on the listening of it. Then you can understand better this particular chapter. Because the whole accounting is standing on this accounting standard. So it is my request as well as my submission. You must listen it carefully because it will be very beneficial to all of you for future. Good morning, students. In the continuation of the accounting standard and IFRS, in the previous class, we become aware about the accounting standard. Now, the International Financial Reporting Standard, that is IFRS, we will learn it and we will have the knowledge about it. As you know, the accounting standard and GAAP means generally accepted accounting principles, differ from country to country because they are affected by political, legal, economic, and cultural systems in which they are developed. Accounting reports lose its credibility when the reports are prepared according to different standards in different countries. Globalization resulted in cross-border producing, marketing and financing, and in order to bring harmony in financial reporting worldwide, there arose the need for development and acceptance of international accounting standards. For this purpose, International Accounting Standards Committee was established in 1973. International Accounting Standard Committee was replaced by International Accounting Standard Board, that is IASB, in the year 2001, which now issues International Financial Reporting Standards, that is called IFRS. IASB, International Accounting Standard Board, initially adopted the International Accounting Standards issued by IASC, that is International Accounting Standard Committee, to be gradually replaced by IFRS upon their issuance. So, now it is clear the term IFRS refers to International Financial Reporting Standard issued by International Accounting Standard Board, and it also covers the wide range of international accounting standards that is issued by International Accounting Standard Committee. International Accounting Standard requires financial systems to comply with all requirements of IFRS. There are 17 IFRS issued. Now see, IFRS are a set of accounting standards developed by IASB, is becoming the global standard for the preparation of public company financial statements. IFRS is sometimes confused with International Accounting Standards. There is some confusion. These are the older standards that IFRS has now replaced. The goal of IFRS is to provide a global framework for how public companies prepare and disclose their financial statements. It is very important. Whatever transactions taken place, that should be properly recorded And finally, that it should be finally prepared and disclose all the facts in the financial statement. They are progressively replacing the many different national accounting standards. They are the rules to be followed by accountants to maintain books of accounts which are comparable, understandable, reliable, and relevant as per the user, internal or external. The International Accounting Standard in the IFRS monitored, the monitoring board approved and oversees trustees. IFRS is founded by 22 trustees, appoint oversee, raise funds, and International Accounting Standard Board and IFRS Interpretation Committee. In the IASB, maximum 16 members, set technical agenda, approve standards, exposure drafts, and interpretation. Whereas in the IFRS Interpretation Committee, there are 14 members, issue interpretations on the application of IFRS and develop other minor amendments. So IFRS Advisory Council is also there, having approximately 40 members, advise on agenda and priorities. Whereas Accounting Standard Advisory Forum is there, provide standard setter input technical objects, and the working group for major agenda projects. IFRS Foundation governed by a board of 22 trustees. The new name of its IFRS Foundation is the new name of International Accounting Standards Committee, approved in January 2010. IFRS Advisory Council. The IFRS Advisory Council is the formal advisory body to the IASB and the trustee of the IFRS Foundation. IFRS Interpretation Committee, interpretive body of the IFRS Foundation. What are the importance of it? A business can present its financial statement on the same basis as its foreign competitors, making comparison easier. Companies with subsidiary in countries. Subsidiary means there is one holding company, one subsidiary company. Means if the one company or parent company holds the more than 51% share of the another company, that other company is called subsidiary, and holding company is who holds the share. Company with subsidiary in the countries that require or permit IFRS may be able to use one accounting language company-wide. Companies with subsidiary in countries. Subsidiary means that company whose 51% share held by the other company, that other company is called holding company, and whose share is held, that is called subsidiary company. That require or permit IFRS may be able to use one accounting language company-wide. Companies may need to convert to IFRS if they are subsidiary of a foreign company. They must use IFRS. Or if they have foreign investors, that must be use IFRS. Capital market regulators must be aware of only one set of accounting standards, and the companies will experience efficiency in raising capital and reduce information processing costs. The companies will no longer require to prepare its financial statement under different GAAP. Once IFRS adopted, which is not needed to prepare financial statement according to the different GAAP. In different countries, they are working in one company is working in the or carrying its business in several countries. Only IFRS is sufficient. The GAAP of that the different country is not to be applied, and make the task of listing share in foreign exchange easier. Now, what are the advantages of the IFRS? The advantage of IFRS is having one accounting system will make life a little less complicated for both the companies and the investor. Mean only one accounting system does not require to apply or follow the accounting system of the different countries. So only one accounting system is enough. Knowledge of IFRS is now essential for internationally active growing businesses. One global set of high quality accounting standards, and that IFRS is currently best positioned to fulfill that need. One reporting standard will make it more efficient for investors to research. Only one reporting standard is there. So there is no confusion regarding that standard, and the investors will work or more efficiently. The company will do the work, the research work, and it can compare financial statements worldwide and more effectively. Higher market liquidity, more investment flows through foreign mutual funds, and more favorable terms in private debt contracting, greater analyst coverage, and lower stock return synchronicity. Disadvantage: differences in financial reporting and financial statements would not be identical because of the difference in national laws, economic condition, and objectives. Every country is having their own laws, own economic conditions, and their own objectives and traditions, living standard, lifestyle. The financial reporting is a single one. So there may be some differences of the law of that such country and the IFRS. Environmental factors such as cultural, language, and legal system affect how IFRS is applied. The differing backgrounds of the people in numerous countries applying IFRS means that interpretative differences, मतलब उसकी meaning, whatever the meaning you explain, that have the some difference will arise because of different historical practices. If some countries interpret the IFRS differently than other countries, the financial statements between those countries would not be comparable. Audit fees of public accounting firms increases after the transition to IFRS. If the accounting standard of India is applied, then IFRS that is converging it. Then in transition period to IFRS, the audit fee become high and chartered accountants or auditors charges more fee. Cost of application by companies such as changing the internal system to make it compatible with the new reporting standards, training costs, and etc. are increased. Earlier they were practicing some other accounting standard, now they have to adopt the IFRS. So the person must be trained, and while training the stuff it will cost more. So the company they have to bear more cost, more expenses in order to train them. Substantial amount of time to convert to IFRS, completely depending on the size of the company. Requirement of the IFRS. Statement of financial position. These are required for IFRS, that is balance sheet. Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. Statement of changes in equity, if the capital is changing. Cash flow statement or statement of cash flows for the reporting period. Notes, proper notes should be given explaining all the material facts. Notes comprising a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information. Statement of financial position. Now these are the certain lists of International Financial Reporting Standards. First time adoption of International Financial Reporting Standard. IFRS 2 share-based payment. IFRS 3 business combination. 4 insurance contract. 5 non-current assets held for sale and discontinued operations. 6 exploration for the evaluation of mineral resources. 7 financial instruments disclosure. 8 operating segments. 9 financial instruments. 10 consolidated financial statements. 11 joint arrangements. 12 disclosure of interest in other entities. 13 fair value measurement. 14 regulatory deferral accounts. And 15 revenue from contracts with the customer. 16 leases and 17 insurance contracts. There are some differences between the IFRS and Indian GAAP. The very first difference is that is subject first time adoption. Means पहले adopt किए गए. Full retrospective application of IFRS to profit and loss account and balance sheet. Reconciliation of profit loss and balance sheet in respect of last year reported numbers under previous GAAP. Indian GAAP, no need to prepare reconciliation on first time adoption. In first time adoption, there was need to reconcile the profit loss and balance sheet with the reported number under previous GAAP in the IFRS, but Indian GAAP, first time adoption, no need to reconcile. Component of financial statement. It comprises balance sheet, profit loss, cash flow statement. In the IFRS, there are several statements to be presented. That is balance sheet, profit and loss, cash flow statement, changes in equity, and accounting policy. And note to accounts. It's very important, note to accounts, which expresses and explains the disclosure of accounting policy. Now, comprises of balance sheet in the Indian GAAP, balance sheet, profit loss, cash flow statement, if applicable, and no test of account. Account की कोई टेस्टिंग नहीं. So one thing is important, very important, that accounting standard, Indian accounting standard, IFRS is compulsory or mandatory for those companies whose net worth is more than 250 crore. It means it is not mandatory on the other companies whose total worth or net worth is less than 250 crore. Balance sheet. Third subject to difference is no particular format. IFRS does not provide any particular format. A current, non-current presentation of assets and liabilities is used. Whereas as per format prescribed in Schedule 3 now, Schedule 3rd for companies adherence to banking regulations for banks. Income statement, no particular format prescribed as per International Accounting Standard 1, whereas as per format prescribed in Schedule 3 Accounting Standard 1. Cash flow statement mandatory for all entities as per IFRS and International Accounting Standard 7. But Indian GAAP level 3 entities are exempted under AS3. That is, those companies whose net worth is more than 50 crore, that is mandatory to present a cash flow statement. Depreciation over the useful life of the asset, means जब तक life रहेगी as per International Accounting Standard 16, whereas in Indian GAAP over the useful life of the asset or Schedule 14 rates whichever is highest, that is according to accounting standard 10. So these are the differences in the IFRS and Indian GAAP. Now some Indian accounting standards that are currently applied in our India. The list have been given, you just go through. I'm not going to read it. So it is enough. You must go once, read it, and you will get some knowledge about it for the future purposes, for the future studies. Now, have a good day. Thank you for today. Thank you.